Going on, guys? You have to ignore my voice, it's pretty croaky as hell, but anyway, we'll see how we get along here. A bit of a recap for the week. So it rained 21 mils over the last weekend, and then essentially it's rained another 9 mils last night, which was a bit unheard of. I didn't think we were going to get that. I thought we were going to get like 1 mil. Ended up with 9 mils, so we're pretty happy with that. It's wet as hell again. Just getting the all of the bales shifted off the paddocks and to where they need to go. I think we've only got probably 5 or 6 more loads of the bales to go, and that'll be the end of them. Other than that, just trying to do the mapping of the badges, as you might have seen in a couple of the videos there back on in when was that? Back on Wednesday, Thursday, I was trying to do that, and I did a few of them on Friday. It's been a bit of a sporadic week for work. But yeah, other than that, it's all going pretty well on the farm. It's plenty wet. Trying to do a little bit of shooting to get rid of a few foxes and whatever. So yeah, there's a bit of action happening, but not a lot happening at the same time. Hey Troy, what's going on, man? Just trying to find. What's happening tonight? Hey Fletcher, what's going on? Gavin, hey, what's going on? I'm not real good. We'll see how we go tonight. I haven't been talking much all day, to be honest with you, just because bloody hurts my throat too much. But anyway, we're here nonetheless. We're doing the job, and hopefully we'll be all better by next weekend. Anyway, get myself a cup of water here. It should help me out during the live anyway. But yeah, who checked out that last video I just put up before? Talking about autonomous tractors, and where I think they're going at this stage. I don't think there's. I think there's plenty of room for improvement anyway. Hey Sinclair Farmers, what's going on? I see you comment on the video before. I haven't got back to it yet, but I will. I think you had one too, Troy. Just talking about the autonomous tractors. Yeah, it's a bit of a contentious subject. I know a lot of people are either for them or against them. I think they do have a place and they are coming, but hold on. But yeah, just I think there's a few other people that will be able to use them before anyone in row crop, that sort of thing. I think we'll be able to use it for hilling up and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, it just depends how much that you implement, how much it really takes to look after it, and basically look after the whole system. Yeah, look at this. We're not even doing harrowing on this farm anymore. We used to have jobs to teach people how to drive a tractor or whatever. It's almost a chaseman's the only job now that you can really teach someone to drive a tractor, and they slowly just got to work up from there. And a lot of the times they just get dropped in the deep end to try and teach them. And those jobs are the jobs that we would have had for an autonomous tractor driver, or autonomous tractor sort of style job. So yeah, I just don't know how that's going to go in the future without a lot of improvements. But yeah, as I said, I made some suggestions. Even having tractors that could just come to you where you are would be a great benefit, I think, particularly if you're trying to move yourself and that sort of stuff. Sometimes you're not moving down the road, but maybe you could use it in that situation. But yeah, anyway, tell us what you guys think about it all, where you could see a place for autonomous tractors going forward. Because, yeah, I think there will be a place, but yeah. Yeah, well, that's exactly right, Gavin. It's some of these setups, like if you're talking about a header with a chase bin and a chase bin and 600 or 700 grand tractor beside it, you're cracking along with well over $2 million worth of stuff beside each other. It only takes one thing to go wrong, and suddenly you're they're walking into each other, and then we go from there. I think there was some talk about a one of those swarm bots actually driving into a dam the other day. So it's sort of not sure. So just reading your comment there, Sinclair Farm. Sorry, I don't know what your actual names. He said, off topic, but we come to a bad country. We own a Boss single bar, but we're thinking about swapping to a 12-meter bridge frame, and I'm just wondering if you know how well they flex. They do flex pretty well, generally. Look, I know I think there's actual flex frames as well out there, so it's might be a better option for you, but they do flex pretty well. How much do you want to how much do you really want to put your trust in it? I'm not sure. How big a sort of holes are we talking about with the contour of backcountry? Because I know there's 7 inches of free play either way, so 14 in the tine. Plus you've got the wings themselves got flex up and down like this. It's sort of like, well, there's a fair bit of room there. Not sure. Not sure how it would go. And as I said, there's a flex style bar there as well. Hey Caleb, what's going on, man? I haven't actually had a look at the Clay Delve country, if I'm being honest with you. I know that just got spread there last week, so probably a good time to go down and have a look. To be honest, I haven't been down to any of that country in a while. I probably will end up down there probably tomorrow because I've got to move. I've got to move the spreader from one farm to the other, so that's one job I need to do. I'll have a bit of a look then, but to be honest with you, I wouldn't expect to see too much difference just yet because it was either too dry. I know it came up a little bit better than the other stuff, so maybe there was a bit of moisture coming up through it a bit easier. But I know, like it's gone from being really dry to really wet, so maybe we'll see some difference in the next month, maybe. Hopefully, that would be good. Not sure how we'll go with the Delvin country. I haven't heard any reports of it being hard to spray or spread or anything. So far it's been pretty good. Took a bit of whipping into shape with the board. I think I picked up about 500 sticks out of that country. It's very good at pulling up all the roots. But yeah, okay, I will do that, Caleb. If I go down there, I will go and have a look at that. I hadn't thought of that as a good idea, but that is definitely a good idea. I've been meaning to show you around the wheat. I sort of got the canola and the barley. We've had a bit of a look at those and a bit of a look at the wheat there, but I really need to go and have a proper look around. I've been too busy doing other stuff, to be quite honest. I haven't been out on any of the other farms, whether been stuck in the truck or stuck at home with this dratted bloody cold. If you can't hear me, you know why I'm having a few issues, but anyway. That's the reason I didn't get the second video out this week. Not much production went into that last video. I'm sorry. I just made it work because I didn't have anything coming. I was going to do a bit of a run around of the dry setup, like a full comprehensive one, and I went and had a look at it. There was a bunch of shit everywhere, and I went, bugger this. I'm not going to show this bloody system off when it's all filthy. There's just corn and stuff everywhere at the moment. It needs a good tidy up. So, Single bar is supposedly the flexiest bar they make, but the casters on the rear, which are quite shaky, going in and turning tight. Yeah, I can understand that, yeah. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Jordan. It's one of those things you'll see in a yield, not so much. I mean, if it was maybe if you had like 10 mils right at the start when everything was trying to get going, then it might have held on to that 10 mils better than the stuff beside it. But really, yeah, I'm not sure. Sounds like I need to get my HC works really hard to find around me at the moment. Where are you located, Caleb? Hey, Jack, what's going on, man? Excuse my throaty ass voice, I'm still pretty sick. Yeah, where are you located, Caleb? I haven't had a lot of people looking for jobs lately. I usually have a fair. You see them all the time. Siphon and Gavin's comment there. I reckon that would be a very, very bad idea, Gavin. I would probably use that way too much. WA just north of Perth. Yeah, right. Yeah, the other thing you can do, there's a fair few WA people on TikTok. It might be best just to put a post up or something and see who bites. I'm sure someone will bite there. Starlink and JD are working together. This will help with all the problems that plague JD's autonomous systems. Yeah, I probably will. I know a few people actually been using the Starlink alone with that, and then I think they use it with Trimble, I think, or something. I'm not 100% sure how that works, but they have been using it for GPS guidance. Yeah. Hey, C. Anderson, what's going on, man? Otherwise, I tell you, I don't know. Happy Father's Day. Jeez, we're getting a few really weird ones now. I'm pretty sure Father's Day is in September, but anyway. What's happening in Esperance? They didn't rain over there. C, whatever C is short for something, I'm sure. What's the rain been like over there? You might be able to give Caleb a job. It's in the UK, yeah, right. Fair enough. Happy Father's Day to all the UK fathers. Warriors, you're in the wrong spot here, brother. We ain't playing the bloody international. Sure someone follows them over here. I don't even go for any of them. Yes, certainly are. Yeah, anyway, guys, we're just having a bit of a chat about all things agriculture here. What AFL team? I'll go for North Melbourne, but I don't really go for them either, to be honest. North Melbourne, I go for West Tigers, is who I generally go for in the bloody NRL, but don't hold those two both against me. It goes to show I'm loyal if I'm still following them too. Yes, things are looking pretty wet out there. I went for a drive. As I said, we got about 9 mils in a little freak thing overnight, and we were. I was a little bit surprised when it started coming down, where it was forecast for 1. So yeah, we haven't been. We haven't. I wasn't expecting this rain, so it's going to be pretty wet to do anything again. But anyway, that's all right. Manager start some said stuff coming through now to drink north down. Yeah, okay, yep. Yeah, Melbourne's not far away. We're only about 3 or 4 hours away. Did we buy the big Amazons better? No, we didn't buy the big Amazons better. The main reasoning was that it didn't have any suspension on it, and we just weren't willing to spend that money at the moment. It's just the wrong time, so we didn't go ahead with Amazons better. It was worth a look. It was worth a look while we were sitting. It was so close, secondhand. It was reasonably cheap too, for the amount of hours it had done. So it was worth a look, but in the end we didn't go ahead with it, no. Do you watch the Jackson Brothers from Maury? I've watched 1 or 2 of their videos. I'm not a big watcher of theirs. Not that I don't want to. I think they do a good job. I just don't do it. Yeah, I was a little bit surprised by that too, actually. about the BPW Access. I mean, it makes it easy to get bearings and stuff, but yeah, I was just the lack of suspension was the thing that really turned me off. Hey Ben, what's going on? Thanks for the subscribe, mate. You're a buddy legend. Have a look at my last couple of videos. We've been talking about autonomous tractors and boundary mapping have been my last two. Cheers, Ellie. Yeah. Yeah, actually, that's a good point there, Mike. You do make a good point about the autonomous tractors. I think they will have their place here and there and here and there and here and there for every job. But yeah, the vineyards is a good spot. The fruit guys already got a good autonomous spray going around. It's worth a lot of money, but I think it'd be pretty good for them because they do a lot of sprays. There's spots where you see it creep in. The broad acre space is where I was sort of more commenting in my video anyway. Are you putting any rice or cotton in? No, not this year. No, we may put some corn in, but the way the price of water's looking at the moment, I'm not sure how much we're going to really go about putting in this year. The price of water's estimated to be about $150 per meg, and that makes everything pretty hard to grow. Anyway, we'll see what happens when July comes around. Not sure. Brazil is the front leader in relation to actually applying on autonomous systems instead of following. I've been following a Brazilian YouTuber and some of his videos are very informative. Chuck us what his name is, we'll go and have a look there, Troy. I'm happy to have a look at anyone having a crack at it because it's interesting to see people actually having a crack with it. It was interesting to watch that one of Larson Farms. It seemed to be doing a pretty good job. Then no obstacles in the paddock except maybe a couple of rocks, but they didn't seem to be too worried about them. And it was doing the job, so that is pretty good. If you could have there's going to be times where you could have a tractor that you can drive and then be like, well, really, I could leave this to an autonomous system and just, get out and let it go. But I'm just not sure how often that would be. Do you seed your corn with the air seeder? No, we seed it with a, is that 1575? I don't know, I have to look it up. It's a John Deere stack fold 12 row thing. I can't think of the number right now. It's early 2000 model, and we've retrofitted it with a fair bit of stuff. Fair bit of precision planning stuff. John Deere stack. Oh, I can't actually remember. It's a 17 something. Apparently I don't have a, there we go. 1725, is that right? 1720, yeah, that's what it is. 1720 corn planter from John Deere. You can see it. It's probably on my Instagram, truth be told. Internet's just doing its thing here. Yeah, so there's been a fair few things with the internet over the time. With this planter, I should say, not with the bloody internet. It's had a fair few changes over the years. It's generally fine on my Instagrams where I keep all the pictures and whatever. Yeah, we basically we've been running that since we started the corn, so it'd be back 2014, 2013 we first got it, and we've been running it ever since. That's a good question, Sinclair. Would I go to grain legs? So we've got grain legs on that dryer. You'll probably see it in the next couple of videos, so you can see what I'm talking about. Got a couple of grain legs there, and all the handling system. I would like to go to that system over a regular auger style system that we're running at the moment. But to be honest with you, it's because we've got a dryer setup, and then our storage setup's 8 silos, and then our other storage setup's 4 silos that hold the same amount of storage. I'd have to do it 3 times to make it really, work really well. You could do it in one spot, it'd be better than nothing, but I think our best course of action would actually just be to extend to a couple more dry silos at our dryer place, and then we wouldn't have to do any transferring or whatever. I'd really like to have a pit of some description on our 8 silos. It's our main storage site at our main shed site there. That would be the ultimate, but if I do it there, I certainly got to do it down there. And those legs and pits get pretty expensive pretty quick compared to just a regular auger. I think our augers need updating, but that's sort of where I'm at with those, yeah. I'd love to do it, just can't afford to do it. I think to get where I need to be, I'd have to drop bloody, it'd be $1.5 million or something to get to where I really wanted to be. They're running the autonomous stud trucks or somewhere, I think. It takes more people in a control room to run and then have jobs. Yeah, well, there's two pieces of that there. It's very easy when you own the roads, Gavin. Like, some of our paddocks, they're joined together, but most of them are joined by a public road. You can't run autonomous anything up the public road. All that bullshit with Case and the cabless tractor. That was the dumbest thing I'd ever seen in my life. Like, you couldn't do anything with the damn thing. You'd be just stuck. It's like, oh, you remote control it down the road. How's that going to bloody go, I know it was only a prototype and a gimmick, but I just thought, like, if that's the way they're thinking we need to be going, like, it's just ridiculous. It was a ridiculous thing to even bring out. Anyway, that's why I didn't make any of the damn things. Excuse me. Yeah. Oh, we're going to Equip? Yes, we are. I am actually should be booking my accommodation for that tonight. Really, I see we're going to go there. Me and a mate of mine, and we're going to do a few videos around there. We're just trying to tee up a few videos at the actual Equip with a few different products that we want to look at. Trying to get the fibre people on board. Not having any luck with them. I cannot get in contact with them at all. Whoever their social media crew is freaking useless. Anyway, trying to get in touch with them. We might have a look around the Boss stand. We'll probably figure out a fair few when we get there. But yeah, I'm hoping to make a couple of videos out of that. Yeah, that's the plan. Maybe 10 minutes each with each different product, and we'll find a few as we're going around. We're trying to do something spray-based, something spray-based, tillage-based, sowing-based, planting-based, trucking-based. Just cover a few different things with something that's new and interesting from each section. That's the plan, anyway. Could see an auto tractor finding every dandy patch in the back. Yep, exactly right. Yep, 100%. Doughy patch, yep, not downy patch, doughy patch, I get you. Yep, wet is getting wet. As I said, there was a picture of that, the sprayer just the other day getting bogged in the dam, like just drove into a dam. Don't know why the dam wouldn't have been mapped out, really. We're only 45 minutes south from Gunnedah. Yeah, okay, yep, I know that country a little bit. Used to deliver to Corinda. There's a fair lot at Corinda there, west of Corinda. Can't remember the name of it. I've delivered corn into there before. Good old trip up there. Cold, sleepy overnight. I've been to the Perth Royal Show. I've never been to Perth, to be honest with you, Caleb. I've never been to West Australia. It's on my list of things to do in the next couple of years, but I haven't done it. So hopefully we can get over there and have a bit of a look around. Need to go on a bit of a tour there when we... in a couple of years or something. My wife's best friend lives over in Perth now, so we should go and see her then. But I have 4 kids, it's not exactly a straightforward thing to just get to Perth. So it's a bit of a problem. Anyway, guys, we're running up on the half an hour here. I'm going to jet off and have a bit more of a go on TikTok. That's the one. Kalara Feather. I knew you would know who it was. That's the one. Very good pit system there. If we're talking about pits and legs and whatever, that was about it was a Kotzer pit. Wasn't very big. It was probably 20 ton, but it did hoof it away pretty quick. Be interesting to see how they're going with it now after a couple of years. I think it was pretty new when I was going there. All right, see you, Jack. We'll catch you later. Catch you on the next one. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, it was a fair while ago I was up there, I reckon, Sinclair. Thanks, Gavin. We'll see you next time, brother. Trying to think, what were we taking corn up there? It must have been right at the start of right at the start of the drought, I reckon. We were taking up there like 2018. It was good. It was a good little trip up there with B-double. All right, sounds good. All right, I'm going to jet off. I'll try and reset a bit here and then I'll jump over on TikTok. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. You're all legends. Go check out the YouTube, latest YouTube if you haven't, regarding autonomous tractors. Go and grab some merch. Still got plenty of stuff here. Still waiting for hats to come in, but there's plenty of hats and hoodies and beanies left. So if you're all interested, head over there. All right, catch you later.